6'3". He's got his PhD. He's got glasses, but he's a frog. And everybody in the neighborhood says, "What is going on here?" She said, "I'm in love with this big blue frog." Well, of course, the era in which this was written was the civil rights movement, and the big blue frog represents people of color. And today, as I said to the kids, look how far we've come. You know, we have an African-American president, but there are other big blue frogs. And we'll talk about that in a second, but I think I'll sing the song first. I'm in love with a big blue frog. A big blue frog loves me. It's not as bad as it appears. He's got glasses and he's 6'3". I'm not worried about our kids. I know they'll turn out neat. They'll be good looking cause they'll have my face. Good swimmers cause they'll have his feet. Yeah, yeah. I'm in love with the big blue frog. Say, I'm in love with the big blue frog. Say it. I'm in love with the big blue frog. A big blue frog loves me. Say it now. A big blue frog loves me. Try them together. I'm in love with a big blue frog. A big blue frog loves me. It's not as bad as it appears. He's got rhythm and a PhD. I know we can make things work. He's got good family sense. His mother was a frog from Philadelphia. His daddy an enchanted prince. I'm in love with, say it with me, 2, 3. I'm in love with a big blue frog. A big blue frog, he loves me. It's not as bad as it appears. He's got rhythm and a PhD. The neighbors are against him. It's clear to me, probably clear to you. They say the values on the property will go right down if the family next door is blue. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in love with a big blue frog. A big blue frog, he loves me. I've got it tattooed on my chest. It spells P-H-R-O-G. It's frog to me. P-H-R-O-P-H-R-O-G. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in a far-off land by the sea, there lived a dragon. And he got to know a little boy very well. And that little boy loved him so much. He came to Honolulu. But then there was a magazine called Newsweek, and they wrote a fallacious, very foolish article about this dragon and this little boy, and they alleged that it was that his song was really about drugs. And it was wrong, it was untrue. But the writer of the song, who's sitting here, read it in Newsweek and he said, "What's going on? Maybe they're right. Maybe I didn't know what I was writing." So the writer of this song is sitting here, said, "Let me check it out." And he checked it out and he found out they were right. That's what it was about. He didn't know it when he thought it was a song about the innocence of childhood lost. And then he started checking out his other songs that he'd written. And they were all about drugs. And then he started checking out the songs that were kind of part of his growing up. The songs we consider to, like the Star Spangled Banner. And he found out the same thing. Oh, say, can you see? Well, you see, Newsweek said, puff meant inhale. That's reasonable. Live by the sea. Sea, they said, refers to cocaine. Now, you've watched Sesame Street. You know, A is for apple, B is for ball, and C is for cocaine, right? Little Jackie Paper. Oh, they said that was a very clever, covert, very secret way of referring to paper. Loved that paper that you roll joints in. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Supposedly, strings and sealing wax are the paraphernalia of junkies. That's sloppy research. Judge intractable, child caught with 14 pounds of sealing wax, sentenced to 5 years. What was going on? But nevertheless, when I went to Star Spangled Banner, I realized that was far more likely that it is a drug song. Oh, say, can you see? See refers to cocaine, as it does in the preceding song. By the dawn's early light, the time at which junkies are known to shoot up. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, what we reaffirmed, hailed, last time we entered the twilight zone, baby. I got loosened. Whose broad stripes, referring to prison uniforms and the ever-present possibility of incarceration, and bright stars, the shields worn by their narcotics squad through the perilous fight to get it across the border from Mexico. Or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare. Hey, the bombs are bursting in air. Whoa! They proved through the night that you can pretty much ruin any song or any statement with this kind of analysis. So be assured, you've heard it from the dragon's daddy's mouth, that Puff is clean. Puff is not about drugs. Puff, in fact, is very special to all of you, because when you are young, if you believe in dragons and believe in Santa Claus and stuff, that's great. But when you get older, instead of believing in dragons, if you believe that together you're important as part of helping to make this a sane, caring world, and that's an impossible dream, then your dragon is in good shape and will persist. So let's sing it with that in mind, okay? Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Yarrow. I wish you could see yourselves from my point of view. Almost all of you have these, you're singing into your cameras. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Yarrow. Madam Alexander, little Jackie, look, there's Puff the magic dragon. Come here, and little Jackie. Look, yes. How are you doing, sweetie? Yes. Yes. If you had a decent nose, you could do this too. Yes, you're a sweetheart. You know that you're a sweetheart, and you know why? Because you've got such loving eyes. You want to see loving eyes? Yep. Those are loving eyes. Yes. Water. water. We need to water the carpet right there. All right, here we go. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff, and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Everybody sing Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Well, together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout, perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow whene'er they came. Everybody bow, let's bow to each other. Bow. Everybody bow one more time. Bow. Bow whene'er they came. Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared out his name. Everybody sing. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and froggled on the honor list. That's what one of the children sang. Frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Sad part, a dragon lives forever, but not so little girls and boys. Painted wings and giant's rings make way for other toys. One great night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff, that mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane without his lifelong friend. Puff could not be brave, so Puff, that mighty dragon, sadly slipped into his cave. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon lives, he's still there, lives by the sea and frolics in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.